Hey guys, Cam for 15 back at it with another video for you guys, back with another Los Angeles Clippers video for you guys as I'm talking Los Angeles Clippers basketball. Um the last two games, Bears, Jesus. The Clippers have been victorious. We on Friday night, we blew out the Phoenix Suns. I was actually in attendance to that game. So very happy with how they came out and played. And then you had a sloppy win against the Trailblazers, albeit they are definitely a tough Trailblazers team to play. But I do think the Clippers could have beat the team a little bit more. I'm not saying blow them out completely, but they definitely could have played a lot better in the Trailblazers game. So yes, but anyways, let me talk about the Suns game first. So in the Suns game, we ended up beating the Suns 129 to 102, and the Clippers definitely played like they wanted it more and they wanted to make up for the way they lost um the way they lost to the Jazz essentially back then, right? Which that's good, right? You want you want to play a better basketball game, um and make sure you beat the Suns that just are an inferior opponent to you, right? Early in that first quarter, I thought the Clippers didn't do good. I thought they still gave up too many open threes to certain players. Like they gave a lot of open threes to Royce O'Neal, especially Dylan Brooks, but they ended up waking up and they went on an explosion. James Harden, he was great that game. And he dropped 30 points, went 8 for 12 from the field. Um, and what's his face? Yeah, 30 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, and he was good. Kawhi, he had 27 points, or number 2 had 27 points. Derrick Jones Jr. shot the lights out, made all 5 of his threes, was 17. Um, you know, and then John Collins again coming off the bench was good. Chris Dunn was actually coming off the bench was good too. And yeah, and I enjoyed this game. This was a good game. I thought everything was good. Coming out this game, and they did the thing. They played the way that they needed to play against the Suns, and they played like a team, especially when they got on fire. A team where, okay, no, this is what should have happened against the Utah Jazz. This is how you should have looked against the Utah Jazz. But we didn't look we didn't look like that against the Utah Jazz, and they played out there with a sense of urgency, and they went out there to go prove, and they got a good win. Like, and guess what? Devin Booker, he didn't do much of anything in that game. Like at halftime, the dude only had like 8 points. Yeah, he finished with 18 points, but he wasn't doing much of anything, right? Only, Dylan Brooks was the main guy that freaking really was killing you. Grayson Allen to an extent, and then Royce O'Neal, right? But that's the whole thing there. But regardless, it was good. I think the one thing I did like about that game is, Chris Paul definitely got a big ovation being live at the game, especially that was his first game backing into it, and he scored 0 points, but at the same time, he still did his thing there. I will say, because of the blowout, we did see a few of the young players play. Kobe Brown, don't care, he sucks. Christie, I don't know, man. He didn't look too good. I know there was one time he tried to force up a shot and it just didn't go in. Kobe Sanders, he does seem promising. I'll give him that. He did look okay. Wasn't great, but he did look okay. But I think the number one thing that I think we can all admit is that Yannick did look really good in that run. Like, he looked good. He caught a lob. He had a nice few layups there. He actually looked promising. And this is a guy where I criticized the pick. I'm like, okay, who the hell is this guy? And hey, if the Clippers properly develop him, he looks like he could be a really nice player, like a really nice player for this team, maybe for the future, and a solid backup. Once Brook Lopez is obviously done, right? So we definitely could see maybe Yannick is actually a pretty fairly good pick made by Lawrence Frank. So okay. So then tonight we play the Portland Trailblazers, and I thought we got off to a really good start in the game, and then in that middle second quarter, we started to be lackadaisical, and we got down double digits to the Blazers, and mostly that had to do with turning the basketball over. Now I'll talk about the lineup issues that I have with Ty Lue in the lineups, but the thing is, they turned the ball over countless times, and I think they had like 11 turnovers by the end of the first half, and it was the same exact rinse and repeat shit we saw with the Jazz. The more the Clippers turned the ball over, the more it had an effect on the out of the score and the way the Clippers played. Like it was like damn near almost every possession in that second half where I felt like they turned the basketball over, and I'm just like, dude, you guys need to stop turning the ball over. You guys need to be a little bit better with the ball, and you need to make sure you're passing the ball and not rushing things. And again, this has been an issue for years. It's clear when the Clippers play clean basketball, they get better shots and they get and the operation is cleaner for them. But when they're turning the ball over and they got 10 plus turnovers, it's going to kill them. It's bad enough you let the bad teams kill you off turnovers like the Jazz. You let the Jazz kill you because you had so many turnovers. But if it's against a really quality, good team, a team that's competing for a championship, you're going to get blown off the court every single time you keep turning the ball over, and they're turning those points and they're turning those turnovers into points, whether they're twos or threes, because those are demoralizing. The rebounding is still somewhat an issue. There was times where, and it was even an issue in the Suns game. There's times where, again, we still seen the issue where this team just does not want to rebound. They don't have a sense of urgency to want to rebound the ball, get on the glass, and control the glass. Like letting whether the Suns or the Blazers get extra opportunities and get second chance points. That's not good. You have to rebound the ball, especially if you have a good defensive possession. You got to get the ball, because all it takes is a team, like I always see all the time, they get the rebound, kick it out, said team makes a three, and then guess what? It's a crazy 3-point swing in one play. And it's like, dog, you got the stop, and then you give up a 3-point getting for a second chance point that the opposing team gets, right? You know, when you look at the when you look at the obviously when you look at the points that the Trailblazers had, they had four guys in double figures, three guys off their bench, or three guys off their in their starting lineup, which was Avdija had 23, Drew Holiday had 21, and Shaedon Sharpe had 19 points, and then Grant came off the bench and had 17 points. Some of that stuff, again, kind of untouchable, but again, they're solid players over there in Portland, so you got to give it that. Number two, he had 30 points tonight, so he played good. He did take some hard fouls that I was just like, okay, dude, stop taking these hard fouls now. I don't want you to get hurt, and I can completely see it to where Kawhi may be game time decision or questionable to play against Golden State on Tuesday because he took hard fouls, right? He was 11 from 21 from the field, and I think this was the one game I think we can all say that he was actually aggressive and he actually got into the action and he put up shots. He didn't wait for anybody to come to him. He didn't wait for the defense to come double him. He went, got to a spot, and made shots. That's what's expected of number two to do. Derrick Jones Jr., he didn't really do much this game. Definitely didn't do much. Zubac, I think, was his best game of the season. He had 21 today. They definitely had an emphasis of giving him the ball, and they gave him the ball and they got out the way. Harden had 20 points. He was another solid. Bogdanovich, who was starting in for Beal because Beal was out today, he didn't do much of anything. And now I see why Bogey is not playing and he just comes off the bench. Or why he just is not even actually come off the bench. Why he's not even in the rotation. 0 for 4 from the field, 0 from 2 from 3. He had 5 rebounds, only 1 assist, and he had a few turnovers, but he didn't look impressive out there. Like, he didn't really, I felt like the Clippers offense didn't really feature him to get him some open looks. Ty didn't feature him to get some open looks to maybe get some shots or get him in a rhythm, and he didn't do much of anything. So I see why Bogey doesn't get playtime. He doesn't get run. And more than likely, he's going to more than likely get traded by the deadline. Batum, albeit had 3 points. Again, it's the little things he did that helps. John Collins continues to be a good stable. My boy DJ Primal on Twitter. Um, he vouched for John Collins. And so far, John Collins has been worth it. John Collins has been worth it. Brook Lopez, I think this was the first game he didn't really play well in it. So that's the thing. Chris Dunn, I thought, had another solid outing today. And then Chris Paul, he had 6 points. He was fine for the most part. But, I expect that from Chris Paul. He's not like prime Chris Paul. He's old Chris Paul, as long as he doesn't do too much. But I do like the one thing, because I saw on a tweet from one of the beat reporters, the Clippers, how John Collins said he really, appreciates Chris Paul being here, and he always, values his guidance and his work, or his messaging, and basically his mentorship, right? And he says, and he basically alluded, look, man, Chris Paul is a legend. He's a great player. He's been a great player in this game. He's a reason why, even till this day, he still plays. So I don't care. Even if, yeah, he'll criticize me on my way of play. I'll just suck it up. I'll take the criticism and I'll listen to the dude, because he knows basketball. And I like hearing that from John Collins, who's a young player, albeit, and he's in his mid to late 20s. It's still good to get advice from a player that's, that's played at the highest level, was played in the NBA Finals. And it's good to hear not only get mentorship, but even Chris Paul is telling other players on the team, like, hey, man, you got to do this, you got to do that, right? And that's the type of Chris Paul that, you come to expect. He's going to want to, he's going to want the best for everybody on the team. Yeah, is his whole motive is going to be, hard on you, and maybe he'll curse you out here and there, but he's doing that because he wants to bring the best out of you, because he sees the talent. Right, I did see for example, that stint with the young players. He was out on the court, basically helping out the young players and being good for them. Like, we've seen on record, he went on film with the young players and broke film down with them and finding ways to help them get better. I even saw him even when I was at the game, he would during a free throw shot, I saw him talking to Derrick Jones Jr. He brings Derrick Jones Jr. over and he's talking to him, coaching him up on some stuff. So, that's good to have a nice veteran presence there where he's helping other dudes out, right? So, that's the whole thing. But before I get out of here, I think, the number one thing I just want to stress again, I was also on Dime Dropper's vlog video, so check that out. But I said in my post-game thoughts on his video, in his vlog video, after the game was over, that I do think a lineup change needs to be made. I don't like the starting lineup right now of Harden, Beal, DJJ, Kawhi, and Zoo. I don't like that lineup. Personally, if you ask me, that lineup needs to be Harden, Harden, Derrick Jones Jr., Chris Dunn, Kawhi, John Collins, and then Zubac. I don't know why Ty Lue's not going to start that lineup out, because I do think we get behind the 8 ball, and I do think our defense takes a hit. John Collins, has been great. John Collins in all 3 games have been great, and he's been showing why we traded for him, man. Honestly, he continues his play. Give him that freaking extension right now. Lock him up for the future. So going to the next era Clippers basketball, we got a solid power forward, right? And he's the type of guy that I'm like, no, this is the type of guy that this is the type of power forward we've been waiting to get. He can play good defense. He rebounds, but Collins had 6 rebounds today, he's definitely a lob threat. And again, he actually spaces the floor too. He can hit threes. He can hit the mid-range. He can get in the paint and post up. He can do that. And I really do like what John Collins brings to this team. It's up to the coach to be able to get the most out of him and actually start him. But we'll see as it goes on. But look, the Clippers, it wasn't pretty, but we definitely played good today, and we played great on Friday night. And coming up next will be Tuesday's game against the Warriors, which is going to be a tough game because the Warriors are a good team. I actually got to check the freaking schedule to see if they play somebody on Monday. Yeah, they're going to be on another back-to-back. So that is a very winnable game. Yes, they're not going to Memphis, but they're going to play the Grizzlies at home, and then we're going to play them in Golden State in San Francisco on Tuesday. So they have another back-to-back, which, damn, that's crazy how that's already their second back-to-back, right? Now, I would say it may be a tougher matchup, even if they are on a back-to-back, because they're at home. Because the last time they had a back-to-back was when they played they played the Nuggets. They went to OT against and beat the Nuggets, and then they played the same Portland Trailblazers team, but they had to take a flight to Oregon to go play them, and it explains why they more than likely probably got blown out because like that's just probably a scheduled loss there. Like, what do you expect to do, right? So, regardless, even though they're at home, it's even more of a winnable game there with the fact that they're going to be on the second night of a back-to-back, and they're still a fairly old team with a few of their players there. So, it's very much a big opportunity where you can actually get a win in that season series against the Warriors, because you're going to be playing the Warriors on a second night of a back-to-back, which means maybe there will be some fatigue for them while you obviously got a day of rest in. So I would definitely expect that to happen, and then after that on Friday, you have Wednesday and Thursday off, and Friday it's NBA Cup group play game. You play the freaking Pelicans. That we all know how bad we struggle against the Pelicans, bro. If there's one thing about this era of number two, right? This era of the Kawhi era, right? We have struggled desperately against the Pelicans. So that's the thing, and I think that's gonna be the next game I'm gonna go to. Because I think that is going to be the Chris Paul throwback jersey giveaway. So I'll probably be in the building for that game, and I'll see if I can give a game recap after that. The only reason why I didn't do a game recap after the Suns game is because, one, I got home extremely late, because for people who don't know, I live in the IE, and driving out to Inglewood is a far drive for me, and it's a brutal drive for me, and I don't like it. And then on top of it, like, I took the freeway, bro, and there was a part of one of the freeways where it's like damn near freaking 11, basically damn near 12 at night, and there was gridlock traffic because construction workers are closing lanes down in the freeway to work in the middle of the night. And yeah, that was definitely not good, and I definitely did not enjoy that at all. So I'm gonna make sure that I don't take that freeway again. I'm just gonna take the freeway route I typically take, but I was parked in the west garage because one of my friends gave me a parking pass, and when you're trying to get out of the west garage, the only way you can go is straight down. I don't typically go basically east, right? I basically went down south, and then I had to go west, or go down south and then go east and take routes that I don't typically take. But next time I'll be parking in an area where I know I'm gonna park. But I'm gonna see if I can try to get out of work early again on Friday, so then I can be able to head to the game and get the Chris Paul jersey giveaway. So yeah, but anyways, that's just my thoughts. The Clippers ended up getting 2 wins. Got another game on Tuesday against the Golden State Warriors and stuff like that. But other than that, that's all I gotta say. So anyways, I will catch you guys in the next video, and until then, guys, go Clippers. Till then, guys, peace.